I'll do some ground and pound, draw some blood, and really do some damage. Live up to my name, the Savage.
Jillian the Savage Robertson.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier. I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it. We're starting this motherfucker right now.
Get it going, baby. Let's rock and roll.
Damn, I got one of those. Welcome to UFC Unfiltered. Wow, what a shit show. You don't know. Hey, I like to let people know behind the scenes, because right now, I could just start this thing without any hiccup. Hey, well, it's good to see you. I do that, Dean Thomas, if I was behind a fucking counter. I'd be behind a desk like you, fancy pants. But I'm not going to do it. I like when there's fucking hectic shit going on. We got Michael.
I know.
We have Michael Ray. You know Michael Ray?
Yeah, the country dude. Yeah, man. I know my country. I know Morgan Wallen and all them boys, man. Come on now.
Well, now you're just throwing names at me. But listen, the point is this. Michael Ray's a great guy. He's a country music singer. We're going to talk about his new single coming out.
Yeah.
But he shows up. You, my friend, listen, maybe 30 seconds late, but you're doing me a favor by showing up.
No. To be fair, I just got off my other show. They knew I had another show. I just got off.
Listen, this is all gibberish. We have the great Gillian Robertson. She's right here. Jillian, how are you?
I'm doing good. You know, a couple days out from fight night, so I'm happy with that.
I like the matchup with Tabatha Ricci. Ricci or Ricky? How do you pronounce that? Ricci. Oh, I got neither one was right by me.
Richie.
That is a fun fight, and I want to talk about it. Didn't you just do the baby shark? Thank you, producer. Thank you for throwing that the fuck in there. I'm only kidding. I love my producer. I'd like to give him shit. Jillian, I feel like you've been on Joe Rogan 20 times already. I just saw you on there the other day. That's great. Let's go. How's that happen?
That was my first time, but that was absolutely it was cool.
I just seen it the other day. Why would that? Is it an old episode?
No, it was, I want to say last month I flew out there.
You're saying you were never on that show before?
No, that was my first time, yeah.
What am I? I might just be a moron. I could have swore I seen you on there before. Well,
that was my first time flying out there, but a lot of fun with it. It was a really dope experience.
Dude, this is an iconic beginning of an episode.
I know, man. Listen, I know. You know what I'm thinking? But
you gotta stick
you need Jim. That's what it is. You need him.
Fuck you. Do you think I can steer this shit by myself?
Well, I'm just saying, like, now that you are, I mean, it's kind of gotten off the rails.
Well, this is the deal. In that case, I asked for Phoenix, you motherfucking late. Listen, if that helps you, if that makes you feel any better, my fucking sidekick through it all. All right, so Jillian, it was your first time on Joe Rogan. How was it?
It was a really cool experience, and he made it like a lot easier than I expected. I had a lot of nerves going in, but it's like he's just such a great conversationalist that it was like it made it really easy.
Was it one of those? It was 3 hours, wasn't it? Around that?
Yeah, it was about 2.5 hours long.
It goes.
Yeah, how did you do that?
No, I feel like that's the hardest part about it is like once you start getting into like the 2 hour mark, your brain just starts drifting. It's hard to keep like that focus.
Oh shit. Let me tell you about being hard to keep focus there.
Yeah. Matt does that after 2 minutes.
I do that. This time, my ADD is so bad. I'm teaching a move, and I'll go into something with it, and then I'll go back and go, wait a minute, I'll go to my guy and go, listen, man. All right, be honest, where do we start from again? I know that sounds crazy. There's 30 people around me. There's 30 people around me thinking I'm fucking around. So then I'm like, oh shit, we were mounted. Okay. Because I'm in the moment. I live in the moment, Dean Thomas. I like to have a good time. I'm affable. I like to have fun. You know? And
hey, can we just talk? Hold on, but one thing, Jillian, I apologize for a second. I got to get this out though. Matt, can we talk about for just a second how good your daughter's hands are?
Hey man, I don't know. I'll tell you right now. It's so cool, man. That's I said that to you and Dana, and my daughter's Jillian. When did you start training with this Mr. Dean Thomas? I know you're with him since you were young.
I started training when I was 16.
That's so great, man. And look at you now, one of the top female fighters on the planet. You're so proud, aren't you, Dean Thomas?
Well, yeah, man, because like, you know what I'm saying? I watched them grow up. They were young kids back in the day, just young whippersnappers, and now they all grown up kicking ass. And it don't stop this weekend. This weekend, we continue.
Did they ever do the meme? Did they ever do the meme with you at Jerry Maguire when you're leaving the fucking thing and saying, "Who's coming with me?" Jillian stands up from a fucking desk.
I tried to. I wanted to do that. I tried to.
Thank you, Jillian. That's right. Did you do that?
I tried to, man. I wanted to do that, but then I said, "Nah, they gonna beat me up." So I still got to see them.
You should talk to Adam. I don't know if the kids nowadays would get that reference though with the whole Jerry Maguire thing. Do you know what Jerry Maguire is, Jillian?
I know of it because I've heard Dean talk about it, but that's about it.
That was our Jerry Maguire moment.
She 100% made you sound like an old man, right? That's like saying, well, my dad talks about it sometimes, like, you know, he's talking about old music. He's talking about. Hey, listen, all I know is it's a submission showdown. Standing up on the ground, this fight with you and Tabatha Ricci coming up, it's intriguing. You're coming off 2 wins right now. I love your jiu-jitsu in there, Jillian. I'm not just saying that because I'm friends with your buddy here. I've told you this privately, Dean Thomas, how impressed I am with your girl's jiu-jitsu. Because some people, they don't use their jiu-jitsu correctly in fighting. I don't. It's like a missing element is distance management, pacing, when to strike, when not to strike, when to keep your base, when time's running out, when to go for that kill. You know what I'm saying? You could be emptying the tank while you're doing it. But it's a fine line between just hunting for that submission. It's almost like hunting for the knockout. You can get exhausted. So how do you find your pacing? Does that work? You work that out with sparring? Or did this guy just tell you chill out, keep the underhook, keep it until you get a better position, then start striking? How did you work that out?
I think it is a lot of going live, just getting a lot of live rounds in, building my cardio in that way, and also just making smart decisions. So it's like the smarter the decision I make, the less energy I have to use, and then I can be efficient with it for the whole round.
When you look at the matchup with Tabatha Ricci, I'm fucking killing her name, Jimmy. Ricci.
Ricci.
Ricci, like Guy Ritchie?
No, Ricci, like not Ricci.
Did you ever see Snatch? That's such a great movie.
Oh, Snatch is a great movie.
That's all you gotta watch. Hey,
yeah, you gotta watch. Snatch is, it's so many great storylines in that movie.
Ricci.
Or maybe it's Hichi, because she is Brazilian.
It's not Hichi. Hey, Jake, the producer, jump in here. Tell us his name.
It's Ricci.
All right. I guess he's on a fucking lunch break. I'm in a bad mood. I love my producer. Guys, Dean, you look something like Ricci. Thank you, bro. When I started the show, we got Jillian here first, right? Before you came in. 30 seconds late. It's not a big deal. We had the country singer in here, Michael Ray. He doesn't supposed to be in here. So he pops out. Jillian pops up. I'm waiting for Dean Thomas. That's why I was a little bit flustered.
Oh, no, listen. You handled it like a champ, though.
Are we friends again?
We cool.
All right. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you anymore for saying that I needed Jimmy to actually have a nice show.
No, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry you have to witness 2 old friends having a semi-argument. I have fun. Enough of all this fighting bullshit. That's gonna happen. Let's get your mind off this. Stop fucking texting shit, producer, when I'm trying to talk. When you're not fighting, what do you like to do? I know you like to smoke a lot of weed. Besides that, nothing against it. But what do you like to do? What is a hobby of yours?
Oh,
Besides smoking weed. I noticed I keep saying that, D. Thomas. Because I think she's like, oh, that's my hobby. She might have forgot that I asked that question. No, I'm only kidding. Go ahead, Jillian.
I honestly don't really have hobbies. Like, besides hanging out with my dog, I'm like, I really just like, I'm training. I'm in the gym 5 hours in the morning, an hour at night. And then I'm usually just chilling the rest of the day because I like just chilling in between training sessions, recovery. Like, I've been in camp for the last like 6 months at least now. So like, it's just life.
Are you one of those ice bath people?
No, definitely not.
I'm not. I know Dean Thomas isn't.
Oh, hell to the no.
What if it's
Hell
really,
no.
you know how some things they start off like they sound like they're good for you, and then they end up being bad for you? What if that's
Yeah.
What if it's really, you know, you feel like you're dying when you do that? What if you're really like taking years off your life?
I think that's what it is, man. There's no way an ice bath could be good for you.
They're not gonna
How
find
is that
out.
good
That's
for
what killed off the cavemen. They fucking took
That's right. It was the ice age, and that's exactly what it was. Like, how could that be good for you? I don't believe it.
Listen, all I know is when I'm in the shower waiting for that shit to heat up, I'm like, I'm being a pussy. So it's not for me. But, you know, I also never got kicked with a fucking ankle kick. To be honest, we got out when the getting's good. All the fucking.
I know. Tell me about it. Hey, but I'll tell you what, though. She's right about that. I used to try to all the time. No, listen, why don't you go do something? And she's like, no, I got jiu-jitsu. No, I'm doing it. I'm doing jiu-jitsu. I gotta go to this school and grapple. I gotta go to this place and train. I'm like, God damn, why don't you go out and do something? Go party. No, she won't do it. She just trains all day long.
I mean, but then look where she is now.
So I can't be mad at it.
Oh, but where are we? You on the prelims? I think you should be on a main event. I think you should main event some shit now, Jillian. I mean, all right, so Jillian, so you're saying you don't watch any series on Netflix or any of that stuff anyway. What do you watch? You don't watch anything?
Yeah, I'll watch a little bit, but I don't know. I usually nap in the middle of the day.
Man, I nap like a son of a bitch. Dean Thomas, you don't nap?
Not really. Not no more. I used to. Not no more, though. I can't.
What? You got work jobs, man.
I'm fucking working all the time now. I got all these jobs.
Now, listen, after things go well with this fight with Tabatha this weekend, talk to me. What do we, did you have a name in mind in case things go right?
Yeah, definitely. I think that Mackenzie Dern should be the next one that I face after this. I'm like, everybody calls her the submission queen. I'm the real submission queen. I got the most in the UFC right now. So I would just like to really like claim that title.
Listen, first of all, I'm excited for you with Tabatha alone, but I think you should, at the top of your lungs, call for that fight. This guy, I love jiu-jitsu. Dean, I'm not going to show my abs. Every time I stand up like that, I'm usually showing.
Hey, are you?
I literally shit. If that fight, I will mark on my calendar like a little kid on Christmas with the X's. I will be looking forward to that fight if that ever gets fucking booked. For that alone, I was going to root for you anyway because, you know, we're like family through Dean. I want that fight. Dean Thomas, we got to she's got to win that fight because I want to see her versus Mackenzie Dern.
Of course, man.
I don't really want to see anything.
It's written, man. It's already in the books, man. It's written. It's going to happen. I've already visualized about this. It is going to happen. Don't even worry about that. But tell me, what the hell was you doing in the back of a pizza shop teaching a man how to do Kimuras? What the hell is going on with you, Matt?
Oh, no. That was at my smoothie place.
Oh.
He's talking about my Instagram, Jillian. I was getting my acai place, and there's this big bodybuilder guy, this nice guy, Danny. And he asked me, I mean, you can't ask me what a Kimura. He's a nice guy. He's like, hey, man, what, can I ask you a question? I go, yeah. And he can't even put his arms down, this guy. He's like, what's a Kimura? I go, oh, wait, what? I go, you are built you will rip an arm off. So I started trying to show him standing. It was awkward. I go, you know what? Let's get down. I got down. So I started showing him how to do a Kimura properly. I noticed in the video, the guy didn't even have his hands together, but they were so fucking strong. He almost ripped my arm off. What a nice guy. You know, he said when he's done with his bodybuilding, he might delve into this jiu-jitsu, you know? Dean Thomas, we're never off the clock, man. We got to fucking spread the jiu-jitsu love.
You're right, man. I spread it everywhere. I spread it everywhere I go, man.
Hey, speaking of jiu-jitsu and Jillian, hey, I could not believe how I do believe it because I do hold your jiu-jitsu in high regard. But I haven't spoke to you since you had that grappling match with Thug Rose. That was something else, and that has to make you feel like, look, I know there's a difference between fighting and jiu-jitsu matches, but not a huge difference. Not the way you do it, Jillian. So you have to know, like, look, if I could get her, I could sub her, if I could do that to her. God damn it, I could be champion. I could be champion. Yes? Did that go through your mind, anything like that, or no?
Not that extreme.
I'm sorry. I get excited for you, but go ahead.
I definitely think it's a big step for me. I knew that I was going to go in and be able to dominate. I didn't expect it to be that fast, definitely. But yeah, I think there is a huge difference between grappling and MMA, and she definitely has a lot to offer, obviously, in the MMA world, and I have to respect that, but it's definitely a fight that I would 100% want.
I mean, you had your hands on her before, and again, it's a different animal, but, you know, shit, it's not like you get to that level and be like, man, I can't hang with her anywhere. You could be like, yo, I know I could best her here. And I love Thug Rose. I'm not being a jerk. I'm just saying for you as a mentality, as a fighter, you know that you can best her in an area. Really, not just think you can, you know you can. So that has to be, Dean Thomas, that has to be a huge for you as a coach.
I mean, it was a huge blessing to have that happen too, for mentally, emotionally, and just to know that you go, because there's always something about knowing that you're better than somebody when you grab them, right? That you just go, all right.
Yeah.
If I grab you, I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? There's something powerful about knowing that. And she proved it.
There's times in between, like you're leading up to a fight. Like when this reminds me of this. Well, I'll tell some of my fighters, and I'll be like, what do you think's gonna happen? This guy came down on a Tuesday night, you guys grappled. What do you think's gonna happen? You think this guy's gonna hang with you? Because it's not, I don't see it. You know, and you know, I try to get through with that, because when they get in there and they get on the floor, man, nothing changes, man. Fucking, you know, the physics don't change. His reaction's not gonna change. And if anything, a little bit more explosive, a little bit more tense. You got to anticipate that. So it's like, it should be no different than class. What you're pulling off in the sparring, in when you're rolling, you should be able to pull off in a fight.
Yeah, and she did the same thing to Jessica Eye too. She beat her the same way, that fast too. So like, anybody could get it.
Anybody can get it.
That's right.
Listen, I like this a lot. I'm excited for your fight versus Tabatha Ricci. Listen, it's got the makings of a fucking great entertaining fight. I always watch when you fight, not just because you're my buddy's pupil, but like I said, I taught the 7 a.m. the class this morning. I live jiu-jitsu. You're a great, and not to say, and that gets a little, I don't want to carry the jiu-jitsu flag. I'm not putting that on you, but man, you represent it well, like in the cage. You really do. So
thank you so much.
Good for you. And good for you, Mr. Thomas. That's an indirect compliment to her coach.
Ooh, well, thank you, Matt. Ooh.
Jillian, while you're here, can I apologize to everybody? I came in a little, he knows me already. I could be half a Joe Pesci, but my producer, it was a little bit of a clusterfuck. Then I call Dean for reassurance, and then he attacked my ego, and I just felt like a little bird falling out of a tree. Anyway, Jillian, thank you so much. Good luck in your fight. And we'll have you back on soon. And then you will officially, you've been on here more than Rogan. I don't know what the fuck I was. Jillian, take care, Jillian.
All right, I'll see you.
Thank you. And Thomas, we're about to get Michael Ray in here, okay? Hey, buddy, when I ask
let me ask you.
When I ask for your backup, don't tell me I need someone else.
I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
Feelings. I
didn't mean it that way.
I was already on the ropes, and you did like when Bernard Hopkins was yelling at that guy. I'll never lose to a pipe fight. He knocked him through the ropes. You did that to me. You did that.
I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way. I was saying that if Jimmy was here, he could take all the heat for everything that was going wrong. That's what I meant.
Well, thank you.
He could take the
Thank
blame.
you.
You didn't let me finish.
We're about to get Mike. And listen, go ahead. I let you finish.
Hold on. I got a question. I do got a question for you.
Yes.
Are you coming on to do After Tough with me?
What am I doing?
Are you gonna come on and do After Tough with me?
I believe it's July 11th, right?
Okay, yeah. All right. Just
They
making
were
sure.
to do before, but wait a minute. You better let them know you're out of town because I don't know if the world knows. I think I mentioned it. Myself and you and me, we're gonna be on Joe Rogan's together.
That's right. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
How did that? All right, he's gonna bring you. All right, in 1 minute, bring him in, okay? I'm telling the producer. How I want to know. Let's talk to Michael Ray, but I want to know how did this come about with me and you getting invited on Joe Rogan? I know we all know each other for 20 years, and we're friends with Joe, but it's a weird time where everybody's trying to get close to Joe. So I know neither of us are gonna ask him to go on. We don't do that shit.
No, hell no.
You know, I got a text on Memorial Day by Joe, and he's always changing his number. I don't know what's what. So then I go, so I give you, the first thing I do is I take a picture, I send it to you. I go, is this Joe or am I fucking being dicked with? And you're like, yep, it's true. I spoke to him. What did he say to you?
No, you know what it was, man? It's like I was hitting him up about Jillian because Jillian was going on there. And I was just going on and say, hey, Jillian coming on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be good. And he said, Oh, did you want to come on with her? And I said, nah, man, she going on by herself. I'm saving my invitation for when me and Matt can go on together. And he said,
bitch.
And he said, make it happen. And I said, let's do it. And then that's how it happened. That's all it was. I said, yeah, man. I was like, yo, I'm only going on with Matt. And then that's how it happened.
You know it's going to be fun. That's why.
Yeah.
You have fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't think I've ever been to Austin, Texas. God knows I've been to Houston.
And you win the title in Houston?
What's that?
Didn't you win the title in Houston?
Well, don't embarrass me.
Hey, no, we got a guest.
We got a guest. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait. My fault. You won the title in Houston. Did you beat Jill? Houston?
The biggest upset ever, but that's
the biggest upset in history in Houston.
Let's not make that about me. We got the great Michael Ray. Michael Ray, nice to see you,
man.
I apologize for the F up this morning.
Oh, dude, you're good, man.
We had Jillian Robertson on. Now, do you watch the fights, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Jillian Robertson she's a fantastic fighter. She's one of Dean Thomas's students.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, she's fighting Tabatha Ricci this weekend. And it's this weekend, isn't it?
It's Saturday, isn't it?
Saturday.
Yeah,
I leave tomorrow.
These cards coming up, bro, are stacked. I feel like, man. The fight this weekend is the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I was just looking at it because we'll be out on the road, so I always try to find a local place that has it where we can swing off hopefully and watch the fight. It's hard because when we're on the road is when all the fights are normally happening. So
now, Michael, you have what do you have coming out now? Is it a new single or is it a new album?
New EP. I got a group of 6 songs that comes out 23rd.
Okay. Now, when is it coming out? June what?
June 23rd. It's called Dive Bars and Broken Hearts. It's a new EP we've been working on, man. Me and Michael Knox, who's producer, found Jason Aldean, been a good friend of mine for a long time, produced all Aldean stuff, produced a bunch of other stuff too. And man, it just came time for us to finally work together, man. And it's been like that missing link, when you change some stuff in your staff or your coaching, and all of a sudden that right one comes in at the right time. And it's like, that's what we've been missing. And man, he's been that guy for me.
How long you been now? How does the touring work? Like when you going on tour with this thing?
Yeah, it works like this. Your agent just does this and then just throws darts all over the place.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. It feels that way sometimes.
Do you just listen to where he says for you to go type of thing? Or?
Yeah, man. There's so many moving parts behind the scenes and all this, man. We got, I'm with William Morris booking agency group. My booking agent, my responsible agent's name is Kevin Mead. He's got Cole Swindell and a bunch of other artists that he books, and Brooks and Dunn, from all over sizes. So, we tour hard, man. I come from the school. I've been touring or playing bars since I was 16, 17 years old. So being able, being on the road is just comes natural, after so many years of doing it. So they keep us busy, man. And of course, sometimes, we hop on a tour if it makes sense. Last year I toured, me and my buddy Lee Bryce did a tour together. And, sometimes you jump on a tour with somebody else, but man, we've been having a fun time playing these fairs and festivals and just going out and building hard tickets, man, and going out. And we've been all over the United States already this year.
Are you from Nashville?
I'm from Central Florida, from Eustis, Florida, originally. But
oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from Florida.
Oh, what part?
Yeah, I'm from Port St. Lucie, but I used to live in Orlando. Now I live in West Palm. But
dude,
yeah, man.
I played the Chasco Fiesta in Port St. Lucie.
No kidding.
Yeah, man. I got my uncle lives down there. Him and his wife are teachers.
No kidding.
Yeah, man.
Wow, small world.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm from Eustis, which is a smaller, more in center of the state, Lake County.
Yeah, I know where it's at. Where it's at. So are you going to the fight in Nashville then? Because obviously the one August 5th, Corey Sandhagen and Umar Nurmagomedov just got announced, booked for August 5th in Nashville.
Man, I'm hoping I can make that one. We're traveling. I think I am actually home. We're also working on a TV show that I'll be hosting. We're finishing up all the touches on it now, so we'll be filming a lot of that. It's military base. I'm big supporter of our military, so we're doing a cool thing with the Circle Network that'll be announced soon. But so we might be filming then. We just finalize all that. But if not, I'll be at that fight for sure.
You ever think about doing any crossover music with sometimes they have I think Nelly did one with her with the country star. This is back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Raw, man. He did that.
That was good. What's the name of that song again?
Yeah, dude.
What's the name of that song, Dean Thomas?
I forgot, man.
Producer over and over. The fact
over
that
and over, that's it.
The fact that Jake, producer, knew that right off the bat. He didn't have to look that up. Jake, you big softy. That's a fun song, though. That is a fun song.
Great, man. That was
one
of the first
doing anything like that?
Yeah, dude, I would love to, man. Dude, so I don't know if y'all he's from Scotland, and this dude, his name's Lewis Capaldi. He had that he had that song now I got over and over stuck in my head, but he had the guess used to be in Someone You Loved. And he's got this documentary out about, he's been going through Tourette's and he had this crazy shoulders twitch that kind of started developing. Anyway, the dude is a badass, bro. He sings his ass off. He's funnier than hell. And he's a pop artist, man. I was like, if there's a dude I want to kick it with and just, work with, man, it'd be him. If I ever did something, I'd love to kick it with him.
The guy has Tourette's?
Yeah, dude, it came out of nowhere, man. It's he has a shoulder twitch and he can't control it, man. And they had to take time off, and it's a whole thing, dude. The dude, I don't know how I didn't really know how any of that works, but he can sing his ass off though, man. I'll tell you that.
Hey, so country music right now is probably as popular as it's ever been. I mean, you guys right now are kicking ass out there, and just taking names. Touring has got to be fun. Yeah. And I mean it's got to be something else, huh? Is it stressful to be out there touring, or is it just all right, this is a good time for me?
Man, I come from a small town. You know where I come from in Florida, man. All my family were first responders. My grandfather got out of the Army and loved playing guitar and taught all of us how to play guitar and passed that on to us. So it's what I've always wanted to do, man, and playing bars and busting your ass when no one was showing up, dude. And now people are showing up. We've got some hits thanks to country radio and everybody, the fans, connect with the music. And so now, man, it's like anything. Traveling's tough, bro. No matter how many times you do it or how luxurious you can make it. Like when you're out for a couple of weeks, it can wear on you. But dude, when you go out there, man, and you're meeting people that connect through your music, a bunch of strangers that didn't know each other, the only thing that they came together is because they all like your shit, and you get to kick it with those people and just see parts of the world I never would have seen, places I'd have never gone to. Those moments make all the travel worth it, and then I always try to find a local sports bar after and hang out and kick it with some fans and just connect with everybody that made the time to come out and hang.
You're a married guy or a single guy?
No, I'm single.
Oh man, that's got to make it even more fun in a way. But you also got to be careful.
Going out there slanging.
Yeah.
Right?
Be careful.
Yeah, no, man. It's a crazy world now, man.
It's definitely a crazy world. So tell me, Michael, are you watching this season of The Ultimate Fighter or no?
Dude, I've been trying to keep up with it. Like I said, we've been on the road. My buddy, Michael Chandler lives in Nashville, or right outside of Nashville. We've done some events together, and then my buddy Trevor, he just fought. He was on McGregor's.
Trevor Wells.
Trevor Wells, yeah, he fights over at my boy Hendo's. Well, Dan Henderson's over there in Temecula. So I got to watch a preview of his. I actually watched it just before we got on here. I was on my phone watching it because I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, I can't believe how long the Ultimate Fighter's been on, dude. I remember that Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner fight, bro, being just like, I remember being blown away by that fight. It feels like it wasn't that long ago, and God bless Stephan Bonner and all his passing. But man, that show, I've been able to watch too much of the new season, but I know a few of the boys on there.
That show changed our life, and it made us. It was the beginning of a budding friendship between me and this man, Dean Thomas.
It sure did.
Thank goodness for that. That show literally changed my life. And we were on number 4, and now this season's what, 130? No, okay. What season?
31.
31. All right.
31,
dude. That's wild, man.
We were on Ultimate Fighter 4.
Oh, I remember.
It shows our age.
We didn't miss a season, man. Not at our house. What was cool about it was, I grew up in a family that loved mixed martial arts. My dad and his generation grew up doing, judo tournaments and Okinawan Kempo and Shotokan and boxing. So I grew up, we always watched, tournaments, and then we were watching Ultimate. I remember watching Ultimate Fighter when it was, Dan Severn and all those guys back in the day, and so to see it. I knew then as a kid that having the cameras on there to actually show what the lifestyle really is, you know what I mean, the passion and what really goes into it, and I knew, man, it would change the game, once that took off, dude, because then it let people really into the inside of what it really does to you, you know what I mean, and like the heart and the passion and the pride and the responsibility that comes along with what y'all do.
It's amazing what that one fight, Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner, did for the whole sport, where the sport was kind of on its last legs.
Yeah, dude.
You had to actually pay for them to put that show on, The Ultimate Fighter. It was almost like the Trojan horse that got the MMA into like everybody's homes. And back then, it was a game. Literally, people were calling people because it wasn't a big social media thing. There was no social media back then, so people were just saying, "Yo, you got to see this fight. These two guys brawling," and then it just caught on like wildfire. It is crazy, Dean Thomas.
I know. Damn. Think about that though. Like how that one fight changed the trajectory of the entire sport of mixed martial arts.
It did. It really did, man. I mean, Dana had no choice but to give 2 contracts out. So, I mean, those.
Yeah. Like, imagine if he was like, "Nah, man, you lost."
Nah, man, sorry, rules.
That's funny. That made it all worth it. He spent that a little bit extra cash because it saved the whole thing. And now it's bigger than ever. Now it's bigger than anything. Do you have any? I know you're close with Dan Henderson, right? Mm-hmm. So any guys now that are active that you like, that I know, so he was probably your favorite fighter, I'd imagine, when you were
man, growing up, man, the age bomb, dude. My dad, he was one of my dad's favorite fighters, and man, we watched the UFC fights for like a monthly Super Bowl. Everybody either came to my dad's house or we went to my Uncle Herbie's house, and we flopped, and so we growing up watching him being, and now being buddies with him, and Ryan Bader's a good buddy of mine, CB Dalloway, Chad Mendez, all those boys, man. They've been real good friends of mine for a while, and Hendo, dude, me and him for the first time, I met him at this country concert they do in Arizona, and I remember him or his wife posted a photo of me at the show, of them at my show, and I was like, I sent my tour manager out right away. I was like, "Yo, go get this dude, figure out where he's at, bring him back." And he's like, my tour was like, "Who is he?" I was like, "Don't ask questions, dude. Just go get him. I just need him to come back here." And we've been boys ever since, man.
That's wild. Where is that CB Dalloway? Let's play Where Are They Now? What happened to how's he doing? No,
dude, he's doing good, man.
No, I don't know where I haven't heard that name in a long time.
He was a good fighter.
He is, man. Yeah, he's doing good. He just got remarried. We were actually all at his wedding in Arizona in November, I think, somewhere around there. So, yeah.
Is he working? What's he got going on? Is he working? Is he?
He's training, man. You know, I don't know as far as like planning fight wise, but I know he's training all the time. We actually last time I saw him was at Bader's fight against Fedor. We all went out there and saw Bader and Fedor fight for Bellator.
That's awesome, man. Good, Dean.
Michael, there's a lot of good fights coming up. Just got announced. Is there any one fight that you're looking forward to the most?
Dude, you know, I've always been a big fan of Sean O'Malley, and they just announced that 292 fight that he's got coming up.
Now, hold on, before you finish, be careful. Aljo's a good friend of ours. Be careful.
That's what I was saying. Hang on.
All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead and finish.
No. But dude, Stern's wrestling and takedown ain't no joke, man. I think it's gonna be a test for Sean, man. I think it's gonna be a one that's really gonna test his skill level. You know, I mean, he's got great stand-up, but Sterling's takedown and ground is next level.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun one.
And what about Weidman coming back, man?
Yeah, man. Dude, Weidman's a beast. And
Weidman, sorry.
Yeah, you know, he answers to anything. I'll tell you, he had a grappling match over in Europe. And it was close, but he might, I think he lost it, but he shows that his leg is holding up. And, you know, he's in South Carolina. I don't see him all too much, but I'm getting good reports on his training.
Yeah, he looked good, man. I mean, from
everybody's worst nightmare is that fucking kick, Dean Thomas.
Ooh, I don't even like watching kicks nowadays, man. I always think that's going to happen. Every time I look at a kick, I'm prepared to turn away.
Man, I held pads for a guy one time, this jiu-jitsu instructor, and he kicked, and that's when I realized that you guys and me, we're built different, bro. Like, he kicked the pad, I said, I'm going back to the guitar, right? I'm going back.
It is funny. Sometimes we're watching it, Dean, and they're getting kicked, and even though we used to do it, I'm still, you know?
I'm like, oh, goddamn.
I used to do that.
Those calf kicks and shit, man, that y'all take, man, or the thigh kicks and stuff, man. After a while, like, I don't know how y'all do it.
Thank goodness. I don't know. Maybe I would be good at it because I'm a short guy, but those calf kicks, ankle kicks, calf kicks, thank goodness they weren't in the game yet when I was in there. I don't want to fucking. You know
I know. They are debilitating, man. You can't take many of those.
There's some
of
those.
Just really shut you down.
Then you see guys first take a few. They have the poker face. Then you see them change their stance. Oh, he's not a southpaw. What's going on? And then they're doing the sloppy shots. Then they're doing this. They're doing the hot lava. They can't touch on the floor. It's a slow death sometimes. It's frightening.
How much does an injury like that play for you guys? And you know what I mean, coming back from something like that. I mean, that's got to be something that stays with you a little bit, right? I mean,
I definitely asked. I'm going to ask either Weidman or Connor or Anderson that but I've never had an injury to that extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got some deformities if you look at my bicep. I used to have two of these motherfuckers, and then this rolled up during a sparring session. Oh, it's ugly. But we all got our battle scars, but that one.
I know, man. If that shit ever happened to me, I'm like, yo, man, I want to learn how to play the guitar.
Yeah, I got you. See, I learned from the pad. I was like, I'm going to the chords.
Maybe it's one of those things where they have like a steel rod in there now where it's like, that shit ain't going to happen again. I don't know. Yeah. Like that.
I would always feel that I favor something. You know what I mean? Like just.
Yeah. I got a new knee. I got a knee replacement. I'll do a knee destruction if somebody tries to kick me because this thing's fucking titanium. Motherfucker. I'm not running. I'm not winning any races still. But I'll check that thing like a little turtle.
That's praying a motherfucker
would. Listen, Michael Ray, let's plug your new. I'm saying album, but is it called albums anymore? Or am I just an old moron?
Yeah. Well, everybody. It's the way everybody's getting music now is changing, man. So we've released 3 songs for the last 3 months.
Okay.
1 song a month or every 4 weeks. So we have every once a month. Starting with a song called Get Her Back, and then a song called Working on It, and then it's the title track, Dive Bars and Broken Hearts, which came out last week. And then that EP, Dive Bars and Broken Hearts, comes out the June 23rd. And that has 6 songs total on it. So it's just an easier way, I think, for us to continue to keep getting music out there instead of waiting to pull out a full body of work, even though I miss the CDs and I miss, you know, the whole thing that I feel like as an artist, you know, I feel as a fan of music too, that's where you really get to know an artist is some of those B cuts, the other side,
Yeah.
you know, those cuts that you don't hear on the radio, you know, those always seem to be my favorites. But, you know, I think we found that just getting as much music out there with, you know, you don't want to hurt the quality for the quantity by any means either. So just finding that good balance of, I think us putting out 6 songs, going back in the studio, recording 6 more, you know, and just doing that is kind of our thing.
I think that I feel like you're telling a story there. Now, is it just me? Get her back, working on it, and it looked like it didn't work out well. So you end up in the dive bars and the fucking.
Yeah, and that's just half the record, man. You don't even know where that takes me. Yeah.
Am I following the breadcrumbs right? Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the whole album ends on working on. So it's all these it's a process of all the shit you got to go through. You know what I mean? Then to get to the end and realize none of us know what the hell we're doing. We're all just trying to make tomorrow better than today and make our screw ups few and far between and not have big ripple effects, you know?
That's it. And it's true. We're always trying to better ourselves. And even at 49, you know, you're never perfect. You're always trying to better yourself. Dean Thomas, you're a little younger than me, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I'll be 47 in a couple months. So I'm getting up there though. Yeah.
You got to round it up to 50 now.
Yeah, I know. I got so I can actually round it up. People think I'm 50 anyways when I grow my beard out, so it's all good.
My mom
yeah, the espresso hit me crazy this morning when I was teaching, and I get a little loud and crazy. But I assure my students that it's not a midlife crisis because I've been like this for a long time. It's just Dean Thomas.
I know. I know.
All right, listen, Michael Ray, I can't wait for your new stuff. I feel like it just hit me what it's all about. And I might be a new country music fan if it is. And and listen, come on again soon, bro. I mean,
dude, absolutely, man. Would love to, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If y'all ever get to Nashville, man, hit me up. I'll show you all around.
Oh,
yeah.
My buddy Sean Williams has a jiu-jitsu school out there, so I would love to.
Oh yeah, man. Do you know Ed Clay?
I know
Ed Clay.
Ed's a good buddy of mine, man. I know Ed real well. So me and Ed and I went to CB's wedding together.
Did Ed Clay run the old hook and shoots, or am I way off?
I don't know. I know he owned, I believe, Nashville MMA, and now he's running a hospital now that is just changing the game, man. With stem cells and doing a bunch of that stuff, man. A lot of fighters have been going to him recently, and
does he work with Scott Nelson? Or am I way off? Is that his competitor with the fucking?
No, I don't know.
I'm giving a shout out to his stem cell competitor. I don't know. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. You know. But hey, man, listen. Thank you so much, Michael. And
man, appreciate you guys.
All right, my man. Have a good one.
We'll see y'all soon.
Peace,
Thank
man.
you, brother.
See y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah, Dean Thomas, I felt bad in the beginning. Now see when things settle down, me and you, we're perfect.
No, man, listen.
But my thing is, Dean Thomas, it was a major, and it's not even our producer's fault. I want to even say an apology to Jake, because Jake goes, "Oh, I'm reading." He thought it was you coming in, but it was really Michael Ray, because I don't recognize this thing. And Jake, I've taken the hit on this, Jake. I apologize, because I was saying, just let it in. It's probably Dean. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at Michael Ray, who was supposed to come on after Jillian. So you see, he's coming at me. And, you know, I'm just the man.
Honestly, it was Michael Ray's fault. Because he was
stop it.
No, wait, it's true. Because he was supposed to be on the 215 because I got the memo.
You did get the memo.
We all got the memo. He came in early. So, like, it was kind of his fault.
All I know is this weekend, and we're going to talk more about some other things, obviously. Oh, I just lost the fucking. You know what's funny though? This weekend is Emmett versus Topuria.
Topuria.
Yeah. No!
Topuria. Hey.
Emmett Topuria. Emmett versus Topuria, and it's going to be it's this weekend in Jacksonville, Florida. Do you like that it's in Florida? Because you are a Florida boy.
Yeah, I do, but I don't really like Jacksonville all that much. My brother lives there, but I don't really like it that much. We don't even claim Jacksonville as a Floridian. It's like Georgia.
Yeah, you're Florida boy. Some would say an island boy.
I'm an island boy.
We
don't really claim it.
I cannot wait for Austin, Texas. I don't know. My big buddy, John Rollo, Henzo Gracie black belt, 300-pound gentleman, might be a little bit under right now, maybe 299. He's going to be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Where, in Austin?
Yeah, he's going to be in Austin this weekend.
That's what's up. That's what's
He's
up.
like, I just spoke to Joe, and I heard you're going to be there. I go, yeah, get in here. He kind of sounds like Foghorn, Rog. What's that? What's the
Foghorn, Leghorn?
Foghorn, Leghorn. Yeah. He's like one of those guys. He's a good guy, though. He's a really big guy. Hey, Pee Wee. And we used to call ourselves Master Blaster because I was a little guy and he's a big guy. But he's a funny gentleman. And so we're going to have a good time, man, on Rogan's.
Yeah, I look forward to that, man. I can't wait till we get on Rogan because this is going to be my second time on Rogan. Maybe that's where you got confused because, like, I was on there before. But this is the second time.
I could have swore I've seen her on there. She wasn't on there with you ever?
No.
I don't know why I thought she was on there before. I swear to God. Maybe I seen her on another show. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm a fan. I think she, and thanks for bringing up my daughter. That's funny. The hands weren't bad, were they?
I was surprised because I thought you just had them doing jiu-jitsu. So, like, when she hit the pads, I'm like, damn, old girl got some little pop.
And you know what's funny, Dean? They jumped into their first tournament. I talked about it on here, and she did good. She won gold, gold medal. And they were so relaxed. Her and my middle, Maria, they were so relaxed. My wife went in there and won too. It's funny. It was, and so did Uncle Edwin. You know Edwin, my brother. Yeah. He went in there and fucking dude. He got a guy's arm behind his back. I thought he was gonna rip it off. And I thought, I go, Edwin, easy. You know it's a sad thing when you hear the other coach not going, get it, going easy, control, easy. He got this judo guys. The guy was I think the guy might have been a black belt in judo, but he was a purple belt. And it was he was going versus Edwin. And the guy's family was there, man. So Edwin got that. Edwin got that thing behind his back, and the guy was kind of being a little too stubborn. So that's why I'm like, yo, man. I go, yo, you got to tap. You know what I mean? Because a Kimura break is an ugly thing.
Yeah. Because either your shoulder's going to pop out, or if your shoulder's flexible, your elbow's going to pop out first. Something's popping. Something's popping.
And Edwin's a strong individual.
Ooh.
So I'm like, yeah. So I saved that guy's arm, but he was a nice gentleman. He came up to me afterwards and thanked me. He goes, I didn't want to tap one of my kids. Like, you didn't want to see them screaming with their arm to figure the coming out the socket. But yeah, man, that was a good day. But I tell my daughters, I try to kind of put them in that direction of doing just jiu-jitsu, not doing just jiu-jitsu, but they're competing in that now and very natural at it at 14 and 12. And my thing is they don't even have to take a punch if they don't want to.
Yeah, for sure.
But they do the kickboxing just as much. And like you saw with my 14-year-old's hands, it's pretty nice. It's pretty damn natural. So it's scary.
Right.
So listen, I'm not.
They're coming right back to the pocket and everything.
No, yeah, it's scary. But hey, man, listen, it's fun, this whole circle of life. What else do we got? Let's do a couple of picks. How about that?
Okay. Do a couple of picks here.
Josh Emmett versus Ilia Topuria. Let's talk about that. And then we'll talk about that, and then we'll do the co-main also.
Okay. Well, Josh Emmett obviously has been around a little bit longer, but I think he's getting a little too old now. I think Ilia Topuria is kind of a younger, better version than Josh Emmett. I think he's going to be a little too well-rounded. I'm not counting Josh Emmett's still a live dog here. I mean, he's got power. He's probably got the biggest power in the division. So there is some upside to that, but I don't see him beating Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia Topuria is on another level right now.
Ilia Topuria is, he's got what's going for him is that he's never lost. And he's talking like a guy that's never lost, but he's also looking like a guy that's doing everything right. So he doesn't lose. You know what I mean? He's not just a guy.
Yes.
So I think he's a young guy in 26, but he seems very mature behind his years. And I think he's taking his fight seriously. I think he sees himself getting the belt. I say you hear him talking about the champ, Volkanovski, and that guy's, people consider him, they talks about him being the best pound for pound. He's saying he feels he'll beat him in the first round. So I don't know about that. It's definitely not me saying it, but the fact that he has confidence saying that, somebody might think, the audacity. How can he say that? It's disrespectful. I don't think so. I think he truly believes it. You know, just like he's almost having.
He should, right?
Well, if you want championship material, you should.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not mad at that. I don't believe it, but I'm not mad at him saying it. But he is good, man. Like if you watch his fights, he adjusts to his opponents. He fights with smart game plans. He doesn't waste a lot of energy. He's got big power. He's balanced, good athlete. Like there's a lot of things he's got going for him. And I think that the future is bright for him.
Josh Emmett, I didn't realize that he's 38. I mean, I'm not shitting on him because he's still powerful. But I'll tell you now, I think this kid's just like you said. He's younger. He's hungry, and he's got his grappling and his. I mean, he's a very well-rounded dude too.
Yeah,
I'm giving it to Ilia Topuria, and I'm going to say he's going to get it. I'm going to say he's going to get a 4th round stoppage. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say decision. I think a decision. I think his power. I think Josh Emmett's power will keep Topuria honest, so he doesn't get crazy. And I don't think he finishes him. I think it's going to be a decision.
I think Topuria is going to be Topuriaing it on. Sorry, they can't all be out of the car. Anyway, I got Topuria. 4th round stoppage. Amanda Ribas versus Maycee Barber. This is a fun one, a really fun one. You know.
For me, I think Maycee Barber is the more talented fighter, but sometimes she doesn't show it. Sometimes she falls behind in fights. I'm not sure exactly why, but I think Amanda Ribas wins this fight.
It's funny because she's on a tear lately, Maycee. She is. She is on a tear. The Angela Lee fight, I think, was close, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like when she's winning, she's like a killer, but then she'll make a dumb mistake and fall behind.
I think the jiu-jitsu is going to make the difference in this. I think Amanda has better jiu-jitsu, especially on top.
She does have better jiu-jitsu.
She gets on top, she can finish. 2nd round sub, Amanda. I said it. That's crazy. I don't believe I said that. I said it.
I'm gonna second that. I agree with you. I think that Amanda Ribas is a good finisher and she's really good on top. And at some point in the fight, Maycee Barber will give up that takedown. She'll make a mistake, give up that takedown, and it might not be recoverable. I think Amanda Ribas wins it. 2nd round submission. You're right.
Man, what else? What else you got for me?
Who else is fighting? Oh, Phil Rowe and Neil Magny's a good fight, man.
That is a good fight. That is a really good fight. That is a really good fight. I like Neil Magny. Sometimes he'll have a little bump in the road, but he's so well-rounded, so crafty. I feel he finds a way to get it done more than he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like he's a talented martial artist. You know, who was just calling to fight him recently?
Everybody.
Why is everybody?
I don't know, man. Everybody looks at him. Everybody looks at him as the weak link because
like the gatekeeper or some shit.
Yeah, when they look at him as like of all the top guys, he's not the most dangerous one.
Ian Gary called him out. So hey, I don't think Neil even gives a fuck about being called a gatekeeper type of guy. Like he's like, yo, I don't think he is. I think he's a bit too good to be called the gatekeeper, but. I think some on paper guys feel they can beat him. Like they look at him and I don't know what it is. They feel like I don't know, tall, lanky. I don't know. Like I don't know what it is. But
he's because he don't got a lot of finishes. He don't have a lot of power. And of all the top guys, he's the least threatening of all the top guys. So like they look at him as like the easiest path to get to the top. But the reality is he'll spoil the goddamn party. He did it for Jeff Neal. He did it for Hector Lombard back in the day. And he also did it to Johnny Hendricks back in the day. He'll spoil your party if you let him.
Man, even like your return party, like did he beat Carlos Condon? Tell me if Neil Magny beat Carlos Condon, because I think he did. Dude, check that for the producer. Check that with my brain. Yup, decision.
Yeah, he beat Carlos Condit. So this won't be an easy fight for Phil Rowe, but Phil Rowe is really good, and he's young and he's hungry. So this will be an interesting fight. Both of them are tall, so I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm looking forward to pulling up with you to Joe Rogan's.
Hell yeah!
You know, when we pull up to the scene, we do it with the ceiling missing. We pull up to the scene with the ceiling missing.
Ceiling missing.
Pull up to the scene with
The scene with the ceiling missing.
Pull up to the scene with the ceiling missing.
Ceiling missing.
Okay. Dean Thomas, I'm going to let you go. Once again, listen, it's not how it's like a fight. There's me and you together. It's like a fight. It's not how it starts.
It's how it ends.
How it is. I was a little grumpy in the beginning. Out of character for me. Out of character. You're doing me a solid by coming on.
No. Listen, you my dog. I can accept that. Listen,
Sorry.
I know you get grumpy sometimes. I'm okay with
No!
that. That's you. That's you. That's okay.
Is that really me? Is that really me though?
Sometimes.
Or am I more than not? Is it more often that I'm just happy go lucky?
No, you are always happy.
Thank you.
But you gotta, you know what I'm saying? But you got a quick trigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like things
Bang,
pop up
bang.
fast, you know what I'm saying?
It's true, Dean Thomas.
Yeah. Chris
Hey.
Weidman said that to me. We were in New York, and Chris Weidman was like, "Oh man, I'm scared of Matt, man. I don't say nothing."
Chris Weidman, loves me.
I know, but he said he's afraid of you.
No, Chris Weidman, I get emotional. I know him when he doesn't have kids. And I just seen him and he brought his kid with him, CJ. He calls me Uncle Matt. Because you see these kids grow up. It's so weird. So, I remember at Marab's last fight. Was it Marab's last fight? No, it was fucking Aljo.
Yeah.
I think it was Aljo's fight. What am I saying? And why in Jersey and Weidman showed up with his kid. I don't see him often. So I don't know. It felt so great to see him and his kid. Because, it is like an extended family. It really is. You see these guys, now they have kids, and you're like, hey, Uncle Matt. It's like, oh, my God, this is great. They're so cute. Anyway, Dean Thomas, we have fun. What do you want to plug? Plug some of your eight jobs.
Well, really the one I'm really most concerned with right now is After Tough. So if you are watching Tough 31, stick around for the post show. I'll do the post show with special guests every week. Matt's going to be on there in a couple of weeks. It's After Tough. It's on ESPN Plus, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you check After Tough. I am the host.
And Emmett versus Topuria, prelim started at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, I got one more thing to plug.
And the main card begins at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
Yeah, I got one more thing to plug. Dean's Got Answers. Make sure y'all check out Dean's Got Answers because y'all put me on. This show put me in the game with Dean's Got Answers. So I want to thank this show for putting me in the game to having Dean's Got Answers. And just wanted to say, check that out.
Hey, Dean, this weekend, you remember my good friend and pupil, young Marcus.
Oh, yeah, he's fighting?
He's fighting this weekend. He's fighting with
my little cousin.
One of Ryan LaFleur's guys, one of the Long Island MMA guys. So they're reputable guys. They're tough guys.
Yeah,
I like
him up.
Yeah. I love Marcus, man. And also young Tommy, he's fighting also. So these are my guys. Listen, me and Longo have a fight team, but out of my little thing, Sarah BJJ, I don't have a fight school. You know that. I have a jiu-jitsu school. I don't use it as a fight gym, but there are certain individuals
that you allow.
I will take under my wing, that I will, and whether they do this just to improve themselves as a person with this fighting, or they take it somewhere. They might take it somewhere. That's up to them. But there's certain people I like to really, give some of my time to, and because I feel that they're worthy of it in a sense where they're good people and I want them to do well in and out of the cage. So myself, Coach Carol Colombo, who's a big fan of yours, we're going to take young Tommy and Marcus out. We got some food right after the weigh-ins over here in Long Island. The four of us, we bullshit, strategize a little bit, shoot the shit, break some bread. Saturday night after the UFC. That's what's nice about this. Get to watch the UFC. And then I go over to the Westbury Space Theater to watch some Ring of Combat. and corner some guys. And then the next day, I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll come back again. I sure do. It'll be a couple of days. But me and you will be hanging out in Austin, Texas.
Looking forward to that.
Got a video thing there, me and you. Well, we're doing a big thing. We're doing the most popular. We're not doing this fucking horse and pony dance. We're doing a publican. This is great. We're fucking doing Joe Rogan show. And I think it's going to be a fucking good time. I'm going to look at this as three friends just catching up.
That's what it is.
Because when I see Joe now, it's last time I saw him, and I said it on here, and he was happy to see me, which I'm happy about. He was walking a little bit further away, and I yo, Joe, love you. You know, he looked, before he looked back, he said, love you too. And then he saw it was me, and he came over, he was happy to see me. So like, it is, you're in my boat where it's like, when we see him in public, it's our guy, it's still Joe. He's the same dude. But so many motherfuckers come up to this guy that I don't want to be the 108th guy to come up to him that day.
I know. It's hard. It's hard.
Dude, I'm looking forward to doing his show because I love the guy.
Yeah.
And person. And you know, I think we're gonna have a great time. And I want to use it, that however long it is, to kind of catch up, because we're never gonna have that in person.
Yeah,
we're
for sure.
Have that in person.
100%.
It's not that, listen, like I said, when you're that big, we have it to a degree. Like you go to your local, back home and fucking back to the local barber shop. I know the guys, hey, no, listen, go on, Dean. I know what happens when you.
Yeah.
Hey, come back here. We still got your chair for you over there. You wanna? You're like, I'm just coming back for a fade, motherfuckers. You're a good ass barber though, but that could take. Listen, you got something to fall back on, motherfucker. But you know, we got it to some degree with people, you know, because we got some fame. I don't want any more fame than this. Don't you think this is the perfect amount?
Nah,
I don't know.
This is good, man. I see Joe. Nah, man, I see Joe and I see these guys, man. In fact, like I'll be at the show and I'll be like, I'm gonna let DC get out first because he gonna cause a distraction, and then there ain't nobody gonna be worried about me. So I'll let the more popular guys go ahead of me, and then I could just kind of cut around the back. It's
funny because we can actually be like, oh, I feel like a little Beatle. I feel like I'm a superstar. Because if we go to a UFC, yeah, you will be signing for a long time. But then there's other places we go, nobody knows us. It's us.
Yeah.
But you still feel cool if you're in front of your kid, because every now and then people want a picture.
Yeah. It's cool in front of your kid because they recognize.
Yeah, shit, man.
And it makes it all work. It makes all the hard work worth it.
Dude, 110%. All right, Dean, listen, our show is done. For everybody that's listening, Dean didn't mean that I can't run this without Jimmy. He didn't mean that. Tell him again, Dean.
Yeah, I didn't mean it that way. Jimmy need to take the blame for this. He should have, Jimmy need to take the blame for this.
It's not Jimmy's fault. It's nobody's fault but mine. But all I know is not only did we, it's like picking up after a fumble and you have to get back on the fucking game. We righted the ship. Jake, the producer, it wasn't really your fault. I apologize. I don't apologize to the fans because they know I'm out of my fucking mind and they enjoy this show. The Unfiltered Army ain't going nowhere. Dean Thomas.
That's right.
We have fun.
That's right. That's all we do.
What's the rest of your day like, really quick?
I got one more show and then I got to head to Jacksonville. I'm working this weekend and Jillian's fight.
Dean, dude, you don't get tired.
I don't get tired, man.
You don't get tired. You got fucking 8 jobs. Hey, my friend, what do you want to plug? You said, you already did it.
Yeah. After Tough and Dean's Got Answers.
Fuck yeah, you do. Hey, I'll be seeing you in a couple of days, man.
All right, my boy.
Has nothing to say besides spread love in jiu-jitsu. Dean Thomas, I'll see you in a couple of days, my friend.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.